To embellish the glaze. That's
Oh,
it.
wow.
Yeah. If I do that. Well, I went from acrylic to oil. A colleague of mine's, really sat down and put oil paint literally in my hand and was like, okay, try this. And when I tried it, it just felt so good compared to acrylic. And the first paintings that I really had done were airbrush. And it was so much like airbrush to me because it was, with oil, you can really gradate an area. Like with airbrush, you can do it subtly, and you can move it around, and you can fade it, the edges out soft, and you can do certain things with oil that that's more difficult to do with acrylic. So my once I got on it, that was it.
So all of your K.A.Williams pieces are oil.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, even when I've done like the last pieces for the other line that I had done, they were oil as well. Behind Every Great Man, and I think the last acrylic painting I did was Made for Each Other. With a couple chiseling each other out
Oh,
of the
this
stone.
one right here.
Yeah, that was the last acrylic that I had done.
Oh, wow. And that's like excellent.
Thank you. Yeah, but the colleague had told me that you're working too hard.
Oh.
He said if you use oil, you would be amazed.
So how was the transition? Was it really challenging at first?
It's still challenging with certain colors, like certain mixations you do in acrylic. The conversion, like the burnt siennas and oils, to me are very still difficult to figure out. They're really hot, and in acrylic, you can really do things a little bit. It's a different palette. It's hard to explain.
Well, I've tried oil and it didn't work that well for me. Maybe I need help.
I think you can just be, sometimes you just have to be a little more patient with the acrylic too. With the oil.
Yeah.
Like, you can't move as fast, and then a lot of times that's like a drawback because you may just be used to
Moving quickly, yeah.
moving quicker.
Yeah.
That was my thing. I would just, I loved moving quicker artistically. And then when I got, really into the oil painting, I realized that it's just sometimes I have to, I have to go take a break.
You use like a what's that stuff that helps you kind of make it dry quicker? I don't know what it's called.
A liquid?
Is that what it is? You can mix it in with the oils and it makes it dry just a little bit faster.
Yeah, I don't use it. I use a boiled linseed oil, which are dried out at a decent pace.
I see.
And then, you can go all the way old school and use a Japan dryer to really dry it out fast. It'll suck all of it out of there.
Yeah, because some of this looks dry already.
Yeah, no, it's dry. Wood is tricky. I'm still trying to.
Oh, this is wood.
Yeah,
I didn't
figure out
even
the
notice
best,
this was wood. Oh.
The best scenarios.
So you have to base this first, like put a base on it before you even go over it, right? You can't just paint on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I put a base on it. And then I put a base on it. Then I like a primer. And And then I actually put a latex color on here, like you do, you know, with acrylic.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I start painting. I put washes on and then build it up. But some of the stuff I use like I used a white background, and I didn't like the white background. It was just too hard to work it up. So this one I use like a really dark gray.
Yeah, I can
like
see it underneath.
mid gray.
Yeah.
Which works with the overall mood, especially for the seascapes. It works just a little bit better for me.
So what's this piece gonna be called? You know the name yet?
Right now it's called The Washerwomen.
Oh, okay.
And The Washerwomen is one of my favorite pieces by John Biggers. And this is actually inspired by his piece. It's just, I put it into my concept of the ships around it. But it's one of my favorite paintings by him. And a lot of times when you are inspired, you may end up actually being connected in the lineage of some of the artists that you're inspired by. Your work may start to follow those artists, and they will group you in that grouping when we start talking about genre and subject matter and style. But so that's where this piece is inspired by. Like the Made for Each Other was inspired by one of the last sculptures that Michelangelo didn't finish.
Oh, wow.
And that's where that inspiration came from. So,
wow.
A lot of times it's just studying, studying enough art that you start becoming inspired by some different things.